I like to, reiterate in our sessions that, again, it's we all have work to do. Every person has work to do, because we are all miseducated. We are all conditioned to the world that we're living in, be it gender constructs, be it race constructs, or be it within smaller communities and those constructs, and especially within the rainbow community. From early sessions, I mean, one of the things we were talking about, just in terms of acknowledgement, that it's like a thing everyone will have to work on and needs to be working on, like it or not, is that we need to stop associating names with behaviors. We need to stop using terms like "I Karen." As much as it feels like it helps us to make sense of language in so many ways, we've got to stop saying things like chatty Cathys and Debbie Downers, because there's no reason to attach such specific judgments to names. We shouldn't be doing that. And that's a part of the miseducation, the reconditioning we have to work on. I mean, it's with, an easy example of the gay community, you could say, is the like "bitch please." It's really something we should stop using. And not just that I say we should really stop using, that's something we need to stop using. It will take work. It will take its own reconditioning, but it is not supportive, celebrative language. And does that mean that we will never use it? No, because there's gonna be plenty of times when we intentionally break rules, as we would say. There are intentional times when we cross norms. More often than not, that should be when we're in our smaller circles, our private communities, when we know that our language is safe again, and again, welcoming and inclusive. Because if I'm with my 3-4 friends in the house and it's just me and my 3-4 friends doing our private thing where we're connected to each other and we, just call each other bitch all the time, if we accept for us, it is our term of endearment, that's something we've accepted and established for our bonds. But the second we try and do that in front of others who are not aware and in that circle and bond, we are impacting others with our words. Regardless of our intention, the impact is something that's out of our control, and that's where the awareness and the acknowledgement has to be. And you might take that chance and use language, and then someone says something on like, "Hey, can you not do that?" It's acknowledging that what you intend for someone over here is still ricocheting and hitting someone over here in a different way. You're responsible for the collateral damage that you put out with your actions and your behaviors, and that's where it really does come back to, and like you're saying, like the work we have to do to do both sides of it, to not only make sure we're not participating in it, but then to call it out as well. And that's another whole level that just gets real awkward and uncomfortable. It's easy to get into the fight you didn't think you were going to have with a friend when you just try to be like, "You really shouldn't say that." Some people understand that you really shouldn't say that simply means that's not language you should use. Where others think that to say to someone you shouldn't say that, whatever it is, means that somehow you've attacked their personal creed, and that can easily blow up in its face. And that's okay, because that means that person wasn't ready to receive the education that you tried to offer them in the moment. And that is what happens sometimes. And there will be moments where people will not get it. There'll be moments where we won't get it. There'll be moments where we're just frustrated, we're upset, we're confused, we're annoyed by it, as well as with others. And I always like to just bring it back to that when you have those moments of fed up, confused, you're feeling like, I'm just not getting it, everyone's out to get me in this, there's no way I'm gonna get it right. That is, as I like to say, the drop in the bucket or the whiff in the air of the Black experience, of the oppressed person's experience, of the community of color's experience, of the person who is feeling left out or unheard or dismissed or oppressed. That's their experience. Anytime it's like, this is so hard to make sense of and somehow adjust to, that's supposed to make people feel better. It's like, that's exactly how, what I always say, that's how Black people feel in this world. It's hard to make sense of all the things you have to do to adjust to make people feel better, to make people somehow think everything's okay. Like, That's what oppressed and marginalized people are doing all the time to try and survive. And it is now, as we try to be active in enacting change, that we have to take that on. We have to activate ourselves to really set those examples, to allow ourselves to have the frustrated moments and the down moments with it, and then to keep on keeping on through it, as I like to say.